Hello and welcome to another Bearded Steve magic video. Now in this video I'm going to be answering to some complaints that I had on my best ring and string video tutorial that I did some years ago. And in that video I showed how to take the end of a piece of rope and place it down here on the middle of the rope so that you could take a solid ungimmicked ring. This can be handed out to the audience. They can check it, they won't find anything wrong with it, and you can then place that onto the middle of the rope without passing it through these ends up here. And because you've got an end in the middle, you can place it on the ring and then give it a tug, and that will go all the way through. Now, it's one of my favourite ring and string penetrations, and with that principle I came up with a whole routine, and I got lots and lots of likes, I got lots and lots of views, and lots of people commented saying that it was a great routine, they loved the magic, some of them wanted a real tutorial, can you believe it? And a lot of people made complaints saying that I shouldn't be on YouTube if I wasn't going to really do what I say in the title, because they said it wasn't a real tutorial, because they said that I didn't know what YouTube was really for, and they made a whole host of complaints. I'll put them up here, you can have a look at what they are. But it hit me just here. I thought, well, I've got to rectify this, I've got to make my audience happy. So, Lugnutty, Ralph Coleman 6337, Uz Mahmoud, Cole 3823, Alex Tibby 93, and there was one called Why So Serious? I mean, why so serious? Why so serious? It's magic, it's entertainment, and I do this for a bit of fun. So, if it entertains you and if it's fun, then that's why I do it. And if you want to see that video, by the way, it is good fun. I've got the card up here, you can link to it just there, and then come back to this one because there are some things in this one that I don't teach in that video. But for all those people that complained, this video is for you, and for all those people who didn't complain, then this video is for you too, because I'm hoping that you'll find this one just as entertaining. We don't need the ring, and I'm going to use an ungimmicked rope, which is this one just here, and if you haven't got a rope in front of you, I suggest you go and get one, pause the video, come back, and then when you come back and you've got your rope, find the ends that go wiggle. Put them together, run your fingers down the rope until you find the middle, and you might have to pause the video again, because what you're going to need now is a strong pair of scissors, and with those scissors you need to make a good clean cut like that. Now it has to be a clean cut because you don't want the ends to fray while they are in the middle. Now then, you need to get one of your ends, and you need to find one of those bits that was the middle. I'll do this closer to the camera. Last time I explained it, I said it, I showed it, but I didn't really go through it step by step. So step by step, you take your end and you're going to place that onto the middle piece. You give it a twist, you squeeze with your other hand, and you end up with this loop. And with that loop, you can then wrap that around onto the piece of rope that you just had. So there it is, and you squeeze that and you rub that, and you've got to concentrate hard, and when you feel that melding together, you snap your fingers, and that should just restore like so. Now don't worry if you don't first get that, because it doesn't always happen at first try. There's a feel to it. There's a feel to the click, there's a feel to the rub and the concentration. You can tell when it's going to happen, you can tell when it happens, but you need the experience. So at first you don't succeed, try again. It's very satisfying when that rope does eventually restore. But you're in an unstable position here. If you pull that too tight, that's going to come apart because you've got a middle and an end attached in the middle. But you've also got these unstable ends here. Any sudden movements and those ends are going to fly off, and you end up with this endless piece of rope. It's an endless loop, and that can just go on forever. So to be able to carry on with our routine, we need a spare pair of ends, and I think I did go through this in my last video where you use your spare ends and then you can just simply restore your rope to the way it was before so you can carry on with your routine. So you've got, and I think I did kind of explain this, you've got your end and your middle up here, and you've also got an end and a middle down here. but you're not quite ready to go for performance yet, because there's one thing that hasn't been done. And just in case you haven't got your end piece in the middle, if you haven't got it in the middle, you need to check where it is. So before you do performance, before you do your performance, you need to get yourself a silk. And with that silk, you're going to tie it around the rope. I'll just do that here. You're going to tie it around the rope. And if we do a double knot, let's do this in a place where you can see it on camera. And because you've got that knot there, if you rub that up and down the rope, you rub it up and down the rope, pulling towards the camera, or any direction, you should find where that comes off. There you go, it comes off, and I was looking at the camera when that happened, so I'm not sure if it happened, but you get the idea. Using that method, you can find where that comes off. That's going to be where your join is on the rope. Now, sometimes that join can weaken. So what you need to do, and I didn't show this in my last video, is you need to do what's called a bow knot. Now, I'm not going to go over the ins and outs of how to do a bow knot. You can find other tutorials online about how to do that, but this is what a bow knot looks like. And once you get your bow knot, you should be able to, you should be able to pick that knot off the rope and end up with a much stronger join between the middle and the end inside there. Because you've made the knot and you've taken the knot away, you've hidden it, it will still work, you can still pass your rope through it, but you now have a rope that you can also hand out for further inspection. You can't get anybody doing a big tug of war with it, but people can pull on it relatively strongly and they won't find the join. So, for all those people that complained in my last ring and rope magic video tutorial, I hope this video has answered all of your questions and put your mind at ease so that you can now do this routine for yourself. For all those people that are just watching for fun, I hope this has been entertaining. I hope you found it fun, and if so, hit that like button and subscribe.